All right, so I'm going to walk you through how to do rectal ozone administration. Rectal ozone is really easy to do. It's the best way to do ozone therapy at home because it's going to give you that systemic benefit. Also has gut health benefits to it. If there's anything in the colon, if there's prostate issues, it could be really helpful for those indications as well as the systemic benefits. Good for brain boost, improved cognition, improved energy, improved stamina. Really going to help with a lot of things. So this really is not the most glamorous way to do ozone therapy, but it is the best, and that's why we do it. So once you have your setup that we already walked through, the other two things that you're going to need is you're going to need an ozone bag and a catheter. So these are made of ozone resistant materials. The catheter, you have an option here of what you want to do. You can rinse it out with hydrogen peroxide, and we'll show you how to do that each time, or you can throw it away each time. If you throw it away each time, you're going to be spending more money. If you are running some sort of clinic, obviously you have to do that because it's disgusting to try to use it between people. And I hope nobody in the world does that. I've never heard of anybody doing that. But anyway, you can, if you're using it for yourself, wash it out with hydrogen peroxide, which is a potent sterilizer, gets rid of all the organic material, and you can reuse it because it's going to last a very long time. And they come in packs of 10, so one pack will last you a decent amount of time. These bags, on the other hand, typically you're gonna get about 30 to 60 uses out of it, depending on how well you're treating the bag. The biggest factor is if you fill the bag up like a balloon, don't expect it to last a long time because it's gonna start to tear at the seams and create some holes. So don't fill it up like a balloon, just fill it up to where there's a slight rigidity to it. All right, so the protocol is actually below these videos. So if you want the protocol, which contains frequency, concentration, dosing, all that stuff, just read below. The reason I don't go through it on the video is because it's kind of hard to remember all the numbers. So it's just easier if you do that. But generally, on rectal insufflation, you're going to be between 10 and 40 gamma. You don't want to exceed 40 gamma in concentration. And the reason for that is because it can be a little bit harmful to the enterocyte, which is the gut lining essentially, or some of the flora, some of the cells that are there. That's not going to cause permanent damage if you do too much, but there's no reason to do that. So if you stay at 40 or below, you're definitely going to be safe. But yeah, and then 200 to 400 ml, so that's the volume of ozone. So you'll see on this bag here that there are 3 chambers. The first one is 200, the second one is 400. So if I want to fill up 200, I'm actually just going to squeeze and pinch off right here as the bag is filling. If I want 400, I'm going to pinch and squeeze off right here as the bag is filling. So let's go to actually connecting all this up. You'll notice that there is a clamp on the bag here. Right now it is clamped off. You want to make sure that it is not clamped off so that the bag can fill up with the ozone gas that we're trying to get. So I'm going to go ahead and screw on the bag right to here. So now we're going to go ahead and turn our ozone generator on. And then, like I said, we want 10 to 40 gamma. So if you're first starting out and just giving this a try, you can even start as low as the 8 gamma at the 200 and then wait a few days, see how you respond. Do that again, maybe a few days later, wait a few days, see how you respond. You don't want to jump right into it because of what we talked about earlier with the Herxheimer reactions that some people do get. So you want to take a little bit of precaution there. But let's say that I want to do the 19 gamma. So I have to set my regulator on the oxygen tank to setting 4. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pinch off my bag at 200. So then once it starts to fill, it's only going to get 200 mLs into this bag. So then you just gotta wait for a second. It's filling relatively fast. You can kind of see it ballooning up here a little bit. And I'm just gonna wait till you can kind of see it starts to crease here. Like I said, you don't want it like a balloon, so I'm gonna go ahead and set my regulator back to 0. I'm gonna clamp my bag off. I'm gonna turn my generator off, and then you can let go of the bag because we have our dose of ozone in here. We know it measured out to 200. And the thing about ozone therapy is that it is not precision in the sense that we need to get exactly 36 gamma at 242 ml. There's a reason there's dosing windows because there's a pretty similar physiological response between 20 and 30 gamma, between 200 and 250 ml. So don't get super caught up in the precision of this. The operating windows are there. We're still using a relatively low concentration, low dose of ozone, so we're not doing like high dose stuff. But yeah, it's more about the window that you're operating within than getting the exact precise amount that you want. So this is the fun part. We're not going to get graphic today, but essentially this is where this is the piece that's going to go up your butt. So this is the catheter. You'll see a mark on here. This is 3 inches deep. That puts it up against the portal vein, which is good because that's going to help with distribution throughout the body. It goes up to the liver and all those good places. But this just goes into the rectum, 3 inches. You can use a ozone oil as a lubricant. You can use a lubricant if you want to. You can do it standing up. You can do it laying down. It really doesn't matter. What you do is you insert this 3 inches. Then you would unclamp your bag, just like this, and then you would take your bag with the ozone gas and start to roll it down. This is, of course, once it's inserted. Then you hold it, take the catheter out of your butt, and you're good to go. So a lot of people think that you need to hold it for 10, 15, 20 minutes. You don't need to do that. Ozone reacts almost instantaneously because it's a strong oxidant. It's going to cause the chain reaction of other things relatively quickly. So 30 seconds is plenty of time for it to have that effect on the body. And interestingly, there was a study that was done that shows an immediate increase of oxygenation measurable within the blood after doing a rectal insufflation. So now I'm going to have another video that shows you how to wash out the catheter if you're interested in that.
You can either dispense of the catheter or clean it. To clean the catheter, first wipe it with toilet paper. Now draw off water into the syringe. Then you connect the syringe to the catheter and dispense the water down the drain to eliminate any waste. Now to sterilize the catheter, use hydrogen peroxide and draw it up with the syringe. Hook the syringe to the catheter and dispense the hydrogen peroxide through the catheter. This will kill and eliminate any organic material. Repeat as many times as necessary. Rinse and clean the catheter one more time with water. Dry the catheter with a paper wipe and store it using a sandwich bag or a wrap, and we are finished.